You can't get politics out of branding because politics are the byproduct of our identities. Every brand exists on some foundation of politics or another. It's only that some are less obvious than others. Meanwhile, a certain degree of collectivism is a natural aspect of human nature. You don't want to restrict their freedom. I refer to the American Institute for Economic Research. They published an article by Weiss. The title of the article is "The Politicization of Everything is the Real Problem." In it, Mr. Weiss makes several points that I would have agreed with in my youth. However, with my current knowledge attained in marketing strategy, I published this for public discourse. Let's begin with the Jungian archetypes of branding. In my own words, archetypes are the universal analogical themes of storytelling. There are 12 major ones. You can find them in varying movies, books, and brand imagery. We connect to these archetypes for a primal reason. It goes beyond the conscious. Both our genes and our environment shape us into who we are. This means that we don't have full control over the archetypes to which we connect, if any at all. Meanwhile, let's say that you're planning your business's branding strategy. It's wise to treat your business as if it was a real person. By doing so, you can accept that not everyone is going to like it. If you'd take responsibility for who would dislike it and why, whom would you choose and why? If you don't, then you won't be able to calculate which decisions to make with your marketing and which not to. You won't understand which audiences will react negatively or positively to which imagery and why. You won't understand how to most efficiently speak to your target audience in your copywriting and why. How to gauge their emotions. Meanwhile, it's engaging the consumer's emotions that is critical to catalyzing sales. We know how important emotions are in the decision-making process from neuroscience. I refer to neuromarketing more specifically, the consumer's first system of neurological processing. This goes far beyond the mere trolling for sales. Marketing in this manner connects to the tribal nature within us all at the subconscious level. There is also the legislative variable to consider. How would you remove politics from branding if people remain free to market their brands as they'd wish? Now, that's not meant to be a straw man. I understand how there's nowhere in Mr. Weiss's essay that he calls for legislative action. I am only presenting another possibility, the shortest actionable path for doing so. On a personal level, I would actually agree with the sentiment of taking politics out of branding. However, I know that the dream of doing so is wishful thinking. Politicization isn't the true problem, because we are what makes the politics what they are to begin with. It's not the rhetoric of Bernie Sanders that chooses the youth, while the words of Trump choose the elders. It's that Sanders had a message sculpted for and targeting the youth, while the same was true of Trump to elders. You don't shape an advertising campaign to tell people what to believe. You shape it to what people already believe with minimal room for expressing your own. I refer to the fiasco of Gillette's "The Best the Man Can Be" campaign. When you tell people what to believe, they will reject you in most instances. In contrast, if you tell them what they already believe, your pathos will make your target audience much more receptive to you. Thus, I beseech you to consider a reversal of your viewpoint on politics. Politics don't make the people, people make the politics. Referring to the words of C.S. Lewis, what brand of beer would the friends drink together as they spoke, and why? What brands of food would the family choose as they spoke together, and why? These are critical questions that force us to look deeper into the truth of the human condition. For instance, the will and call to take politics out of branding is a political stance in and of itself, one that contradicts. That is the libertarian philosophy, or something very close to it. Though it's not libertarian politics that holds the opinion, it is the person that holds the opinion, for which we would give a label. Therein, you can't take politics out of branding. This is because politics, as we communicate them to be, are an illusion. We are what makes our interpretations of the world, and thus our opinions of it. Why stems from both the conscious and the subconscious, far beyond our conscious control.